Forgive me if I sound off or sniffly. That's because I think I'm suffering from allergies for the first time in my life. How strange it is. How inexplicably human. It disgusts me. Anyway, as I stated a year ago, well, 9 months ago, I was always looking for ways to get the best mirror chrome I could. It was a stepping stone in my repertoire of becoming a better painter. Over this time, I've come across many colors. So far, here are 4 that I was able to procure. Spaz Stix Mirror Chrome by Koong's, Alclad's Mirror Chrome, and MCN Powder. I figured I'd test these out. Each one is respectively, well, not that expensive. I don't know how much the Koong is, but getting it from Korea is not easy, South Korea. Spaz Stix, it's about $10, I think. The same for the Mirror Chrome from Alclad. The most expensive is the MCN Chrome Powder. That shit's like $30 from Taiwan. First off, you have to have a black base. I let the black cure for 24 hours before I sprayed the chrome. Just a heads up. And under normal circumstances, I'd let the chrome sit for about 8 hours or more. But we're going to speed this along because nobody has time to wait that long. We start off with Koong. I think I said that correctly. The funny thing about Koong is I've seen some amazing results from mini painters from South Korea. Many in the Gunpla, the model car sector, etc. My results were not spectacular here, unfortunately. I will chalk this up to being a novice. Therefore, this video will go towards people who are new to all of this. It's the perfect stepping stone. Now, my overall finish was hazy at best. Maybe I needed to do even lighter sprays. I'm not sure. I will have to test again at a later date because I didn't think ahead for failure. That's one of my biggest issues. I don't plan for failure. You know, when you hear Zenyatta say, make failure an impossibility in your mind, it's bad fucking advice. If you don't plan for failure, you could end up in this position where it's like, well, I used my test pieces for the Koong. Oh, well, move on. Not a bad clear coat, but very, very cloudy. Not a perfect mirror. Maybe it needed better polishing, but right now we're doing a video that's a beginning step into chrome paint, and most people probably don't have a whole rotary tool set up for the perfect polishing aesthetic. I sprayed 2 of these and found that I had the same results even with a lighter spray. So yeah, let's just move on, shall we? Oh, by the way, use microfiber to get rid of the dusty look. Next is Spaz Stix. Spaz Stix is not bad, actually. It's one of the ones I started out with, and I like it a lot. It's a perfect stepping stone, and the beauty of the Spaz Stix Mirror Chrome is the fact that your candies can go over the Mirror Chrome. And they have a whole line of candy colors that grow over the Mirror Chrome, which is fantastic. The candy colors for Alclad are only for the Candy Bright Silver, which is not a Mirror Chrome. So who knows if it'll work. Here's Spaz Stix up against the Koong. And as you can see, Spaz Stix way clearer. A more mirror-like look. This is what I am going for, rather than a hazy look of the Koong. Once again, we take out our microfiber cloth and lightly remove the dust. It's like a light buffing. Some people sit and buff it hardcore. I kind of just go over a little bit. I haven't tried really getting into it, because if you buff too hard or you try to remove the sort of haze with too much force, you'll completely strip the chrome paint right off. It comes off real easy. And keep in mind, we didn't wait at least an hour or 8 hours for this to cure, which is the normal protocol you want to do if you want to kind of buff it out and make it look better. This was all done within a 30-minute time frame. So keep that in mind. After you lay down your chromes, leave them out to cure. Just give it time. Don't immediately go at it, or else you'll ruin all of your work and you'll set yourself back and you have to start all over. My personal favorite for airbrush is Alclad II. Many of you might know because you notice all of my metal paints are now painted with Alclad. I've kind of really fallen into their camp. By the way, the black gloss base I'm using is also Alclad's. That's suggested to be used with their Mirror Chrome or any other candy color. And I gotta say, it is the best glossy black I've used thus far. I'll try some Gaia paints if I can get my hands on them. Actually, New Type HQ sells Gaia paints now, which I'm glad, but the Mirror Chrome sold out. The glossy black is sold out. All the best colors are sold out, so I have to wait till they're back in stock. That's why I didn't use Gaia in this comparison either. Also, Gaia has a thinner that supposedly, when mixed with mirror chromes or mirror finish or any metallic paint, it's guaranteed to look better than norm, like, you know, with any other thinner or without the thinner in and of itself, because most of these are pre-thinned. You do not need to use thinner on any of these paints I've used. Koong on top, Alclad in the middle, Spaz Stix at the bottom. I try to give Spaz Stix an extra little buff, a little wipe down. And overall, not bad. The best out of the three is definitely Alclad. And if I had to choose which ones to use, I'd stick to Alclad and Spaz Stix. But I lean more towards Alclad, even though from what I hear, the Spaz Stix is a little bit more durable. Though in my experience, it didn't seem like it on my new Gundam's pistons and its legs. Finally, the MCN powder, or MCM powder. This stuff is $30. I'm not joking. Like, getting it imported from Taiwan, it's a real pain in the ass, and the stuff is very expensive. But I will say this, it is a great mirror chrome. In fact, if I could just figure out how to get rid of the haze, it would be my favorite. Because the pigment in this MCM powder is brilliant. It's the most silver and metallic looking of them all, but the lack of being able to get rid of the haze with the powder is what kills it for me. That is the biggest problem with this right here. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I needed to pull out like the Dremel with like a cotton buffing pad and work through it. But I figured, how many people have this on hand? I'll save that for a video later on after I do some tests too. Maybe I'll get like a dental rotary tool and try that, because most people who do Gunpla use those. And as you can see, it's beautiful. It is the most chrome looking in the sense of it has the most metallic pigment. So this is like what I would like for the color, but it's not mirror finish enough, as you can see. The MCM powder versus Alclad looks more metallic, but it's hazy. But the Alclad has this damn near perfect mirror finish. Also, the biggest thing here you have to remember, your glossy black has to be perfection. It has to be beautiful. If you can't see yourself in your glossy black, do it again. Everything hinges on how good your glossy black is. If you have to, even throw on a clear coat on top of the glossy black to get away with it. Whatever you have to do to get that look. Because if you don't, it's going to look like ass. I'm now comparing them all, and let's face it, the most metallic looking is the MCM powder. But it's also the most expensive. But it lacks the sort of look that I want, you know? And I'm going to chalk that up to the fact that I couldn't buff it correctly. And if you go too hard on it, it leaves streaking in the spoon, as you can see. Still very beautiful. It's just so expensive, like $30 for that low amount of powder. Now, some people say you can use nail polish powder that women use for, you know, custom acrylic nails. I haven't tried that yet, but it's worth a shot. Look at that. It's fantastic. It just has that one flaw. That one flaw. If I can get around it, I would use this specifically. I also do not know how strong the MCM powder is. And another problem with it, you cannot clear coat this. If you use Alclad Aqua Clear, it runs. If you use just a normal clear coat, it runs. So you're just screwed. We're looking at Alclad II. Very beautiful, very nice mirror finish. This is just bare bones me wiping it a bit. And it's nice, but the pigment isn't silver enough, you know? Here we go with the Spaz Stix spoon. My second favorite of the sprays. Not bad. Here's Spaz Stix versus Alclad. And as you can see, the Alclad actually looks better. It looks more mirror-like. It could also chalk up to personal preference, by the way. You know, some people might like that slightly hazy look. But me, I personally prefer something better. And here's Koong's versus the MCM powder. The Korean spray versus the Taiwanese powder for chromes. Next up, we're laying down some Alclad Aqua Gloss. You have three choices. Alclad Aqua Gloss. I forgot what the floor shine was that people use. You can Google it and you'll find it. I can't remember it right now. Or leaving it alone. That's it. You can either let the chrome sit out on its own and never touch that part of the model. You can use Alclad or you can use floor cleaner. Not floor cleaner, like floor wax, floor polish. And those are your only options, sadly. I hope someone or some company comes out with something better, but for the time being, this is all you can get. Now, there is actually a fourth option, forgive me. You can use Aqua Clear to cover your metallic paint. Then you can buy 2K Clear. Now, 2K Clear is actually for cars, and it comes in a two-part sort of thing, you know, like the activator or whatever the hell, I forgot what it's called. It's like normal motorcycle and car paints. But I doubt most people are going to go as far as to get a spray gun for cars just to give a beautiful clear coat over the Aqua Clear on top of their metal paint. It would just be overkill, honestly. Especially a waste of very expensive clear coat. I see guys who work on C3PO use this technique quite often. And now we're just comparing the Alclad without Aqua Clear versus Alclad with the Aqua Clear. And there is a clear invisible difference if you get up close and stare at them. But from a distance, it's not that bad. So it's an alright trade-off. I mean, it works. It's not too bad, but you will lose a lot of that beautiful metallic mirror finish that you set out to achieve. And for the hell of it, I took some normal clear coat and sprayed one with normal clear coat and the other one with Aqua Clear, just to show you what happens. Because sometimes people go, well, why don't you just use normal clear coat? Well, here you go. The clear coat completely kills the metallic paint and separates. It looks atrocious, really. It looks kind of like gunmetal or some sort of weird silver. Hopefully you learned something from this. As I said before, forgive me, for some reason I have allergies. And I hope this helps somebody. This is what I've discovered so far in the past 9 months of painting. I know someone will probably say something about, what's that stuff again? Molotov, that's it. Like, I know someone will go, well, why don't you try Molotov? Well, I didn't want to spend $20 or $30 on a Molotov refill, crack it open, pour it in my airbrush, and then spray. That's just me. The Molotov isn't bad in certain instances. Like from the pen, it can be very useful to do tiny details with it. But I found most people who spray with Molotov, it has a weird look and inconsistency in spray. But that's just me. And I really didn't want to blow another $30 on one little tiny thing for a spray test. You know, this channel makes me $20. So far, this test costs more than this channel makes in like 3-6 months. And that'll do it for me. Now I'm out of here. Hope it helped. Vaya con Dios. I have some Gunpla magazines to go through to learn new techniques and skills. Adios.